Nope. 913. Let's see this one. View channel. View channel. We're going to be live right here. Let me tuck this away behind the computer. And maybe we can do that. That is a little crooked. Let's see. That looks a little better. Let's see. Hey, what's up, John? Much better today. Wednesday's going to be the kicker, though. So let's see. Let's see if I got the glitching out. Let's see what we got up here live. Let's check that. Maybe I'll turn up the volume on this. A little tall. I'm pretty good. Here, let me lower this a little bit. I'm pretty good. Here, let me lower this a little bit. Tighten that back up. Mic stand. That might be pretty good there. That might be pretty good there. Someone like your reply. What's up, Dingo? Good afternoon. So I've been sitting around and I went up onto some other channels. I've been sitting around and let me see how the guitar sounds through my TV. But I went on Top Music Attorney. I called her out face to face. My TV. Oh, I can't hear nothing. Let me turn this on. Gotta turn the monitors on. Turn this on. Gotta turn the monitors on. Let's see. Is that too loud? Let's see. Is that too loud? Let's see. Is that too loud? Let me see if I can hear it on my TV. No guitar sound? That's weird as hell. Let's see. What do I got over there? That's on. That's weird as hell. Let's see. That should be all on right there. It's going into. I wonder something. I'm gonna perform no guitar, right? I can't hear it either. Interesting. Can't hear it either. Maybe they took my guitar away from me. They said he's not allowed to play no more. Let me look in the back real quick. He's not allowed to play no more. Let me look in the back real quick. The TV's on. Huh. Oh, you know what? And I'm an idiot. Now I got sound probably. I didn't allow the cable. Now there's sound. Oh, but it's muffled. But it's muffled again, right? Oh, but it's muffled. But it's muffled again, right? Let me see. Let me see. For some reason, it fights with the microphone. Wonder if I turn the mic down. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2, check, check. Check, check, check. How about now? It's like it sounds like it's squashing something. It sounds like it's squashing. Select maybe. Let me see. It's on instrument. Yeah, it's like squash. We'll have to fix that. I don't know what it can be. Yeah, it's like squash. We'll have to fix that. And the guitar does need to come up more, right? Let's try one more time. And the guitar does need to come up. Oh, the output was rolled off. What's up, Piggy Twiggy? What's up, Piggy Twiggy? I know it's gonna echo for a minute. Let's see. I know it's gonna echo for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, there's something wrong with the sound. I don't know if it's the Scarlet or my amp. There's something wrong with the sound. I don't know if it's the Scarlet. So we'll turn that off. Maybe we'll just talk. There you go. First question asked. Oh, did we pay the bill? Maybe not. I have to talk to the wife. Piggy Twiggy. That's a good name. You blew your voice out completely? Holy shit, bro. I think it's something with the phone. I'm gonna have to go into the phone settings because when I did the video, everything was fine. So I don't know what that could be. Interesting. Although I could run everything. Let's try one more. Let's try something else. Just for shits and giggles. There's gonna be a couple popping things. Yeah, you're welcome, John, man. That's my pleasure, bro. I'm pretty good today. My son's homesick. Take some of the reverb. See what that does. Is that better? Check, check. 1, 2, check. You said you can't hear me, right? Check, check, check. Did I take the mic out for my voice? Yes, I did. Hold on, everybody. I think this one is my voice mic. Let's see. Yeah. You're gonna hate. You're gonna hate me. Check, check. There's the voice. This is the other. This is the other side. Ah, it's all learning. You got to learn and know your gear, right? Let me see. Can I leave that one off? Well, I still have guitar. Let's see. Check, check. 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2, check. That's probably better now, right? You want to make enough money off of music to get the liquid death stuff? You should be able to hear me now, right? And the guitar. Yeah, I think it. I think guitar go up a little. I think the guitar is up. Let's see. Wonder if I should plug the other side in. I can. Wonder. Now, here's an odd question. What if I ran one side into my tracker and one side into the board? Hmm. Interesting concept. What would that do? You're gonna hear a big pop. Let's see. What's that sound like to you guys? Yeah, Iced Earth. I got asked to audition for them. Iced Earth. That was many years ago. What's up, Michael? Man, it's fucking hot in here. Working, pulling cables and shit isn't fucking work, I'm telling you. So I went on Top Music Attorney's page and I called her out, man. I'm just sick of it. So I got harsh. I'm on her channel. I said, "You're a fraud." I said, "Show me the fucking paperwork. A complaint is not a lawsuit. It has to go." I said, "It's up in limbo. They're looking at the complaint to see if there's enough evidence to start a lawsuit. But under congressional law, it says AI is not suable as it's not an entity that can copy. It is not a human creation. So all that is bullshit. I called Dan Huff out today. My head stack bumps the wall. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Once in a while, it's here. I bump it. I bump the mic. But yeah, no, it should be. Everything should be through the. That should be going completely through. Sound better? Crank the guitars. Fuck yeah, crank the guitars, man. Better? There you go. Maybe the volumes are just too low on the guitar. So what's up, Stevie? I called out. I also called Dan Huff out. It was on a. I even called him out on his own channel. I go, bro, you got to stop. I just saw a concert where it says Giant featuring Dan Huff. I go, you walked away and left your brother high and dry who wanted to do another album. You told him F you and you went and did sessions. I go, and you don't give your dad any of the credit. It wasn't your playing. You and Tommy fucking went up and used your dad to create your careers. You guys are both good guitar players, but tell the truth. You guys auditioned for nothing. Nothing. Who else did I call out today? I was on a roll today, calling people out left and right. It just gets to the point of sometimes you look at stuff and you go, "This is sickening." I just saw in West Palm Beach one of the cashier guy pistol whipped a customer and the gun fired. Somebody got shot. Taco Bell hired an aggressive person that's already had been arrested or a complaint filed about him where he pulled a knife on one of his family members. Taco Bell hired him and someone got hurt. You know what it was over? A glass of water, the water cup. What's up, Mechanic Jams? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with our society and what's going on with everything? It's out of fucking control. It's out of control. And I told you guys a while ago, those young guitar players that they're putting, one just crashed and burned. Grace Bowers. She erased her social media post. She was like, fuck all you creepy old guys coming on my channel and stop comparing me to dead people. And she quit YouTube. Grace Bowers. Who is Dan Huff? He remember that band Giant from the 80s that almost got famous? So now it says Giant featuring Dan Huff. Well, where the fuck's his brother? His brother helped him start that band. And you walked away from your brother when he wanted to keep the band going and you told him F off and you went and did sessions. Then he started doing sessions for guys like Michael Jackson, and his father being a Nashville country guy who was a devout Catholic Christian or whatever the fuck he was, and he was with the Nashville Pops, and his dad was a bigwig. He did movie scores, he did session work playing for like people like Dolly Parton, and he also used the Nashville Pops to conduct orchestras to put them on sessions and do music scores and everything else. His dad was a bigwig, the biggest fucking guy in Nashville. So when Dan started working for Michael Jackson, his dad had a problem with that. We don't work for pedophiles. Oh, you did a live last night? I'll check it out, man. I like them I like any guitar. It depends what I'm using it for. Les Pauls are much easier to keep in tune because but again, if you lock it down and your springs are tightened properly, the Floyds will stay in tune too. What did you miss? You don't. Let me go back a little bit. Eggman. I don't exactly understand the sort of thing because I've always been the lead singer in a band, so I'm not exactly in this business that you're in. Yeah, so like a lot of people are talking about how the industry works, like Top Music Attorney. I go, well, fucking prove it. Show me on paper where you sued somebody and won. Show me the art. You're an artist yourself. Top Music Attorney is an artist. Why are you shilling for your own fucking Top Music Attorney company? Why are you shilling to get people to join you when it should be word of mouth? Sullivan Biggs. Anyone know who Sullivan Biggs is? Any of you guys know who Sullivan Biggs is without looking it up? That's called Big Time Entertainment. He books Motley Crue, Great White, White Lion. He books them all. Most of you won't know him because it's word of mouth. He's the best in the business, and people just get recommended to him through management companies. Kayla Kent, she's pretty cool. Yeah, I subscribe to her. I talk to her once in a while on her channel. Oh, she did a video about Grace? See, I heard it from some other dude from England. It sent me a text. Said she crashed, bro. Sent me a picture, a screenshot. So she crashed. This is what's wrong with social media. Music is a win. All these people blew her the fuck up and put a lot of pressure on her, put her in the spotlight in blues, and then she's gonna call them creepy old men. Well, you're fucking 18 years old. You're a cute fucking chick. You play just so, but of course the guys are gonna be attracted to you. You're a fucking female. We're men. We're hunters. And then you want to call us creepy because they're not looking at your playing. The playing is a bonus. You're making and getting endorsed by Gibson because you're a cute little social media girl. It's a fact. Your playing speaks for itself. That's the level you're on. Are you good enough to come and play? Like, would she be good enough to get up on the stage with me and the Beast and Patrick? She could, but is she going to hold her own? No. She can play and she can get away with it, but she's not going to hold her own. And that shows you the level of her or her talent. And you don't have to be super talented to write songs and play. But when you start marketing these people and putting them in so much pressure in front of Music is a Win and Robert Baker, and then on Rick Beato talking about her, with all these millions and millions of subscribers through all these channels, you boost her up and then you break her. That's what's going to happen. And this is a bad thing for the music industry. It's just like all these guys. Before you buy a Gibson, listen, I don't agree with those videos. I think everyone should buy whatever the fuck they want as a guitar. I really do. I have Gretchen there. There's a $300 Gretsch that can compete with any Gibson I have. I have $160 Kramers. That's great. But I'm not pitching them or shilling them. I'm just saying it's a great product for the price. But I'm not going to do titles where it says Gibson's dead. What happens when you kill Gibson and Fender by all these fucking bullshit shilling motherfuckers? You're going to have these two companies close and say, fuck it, we're done. That's Gibson, Fender, G&L, EVH, Kramer, Charvel, and Jackson, all fucking gone. And then what do you got? Feasley guitars. Now, nothing against Feasley, but these social media people don't understand the damage they do with the bullshit. Yeah, her playing was just average. I seen kids at School of Rock that are better than Grace, but she's a cute girl. Am I going to throw her out of bed for tea and crumpets? You know what I mean? She's attractive. She's a cute girl. So you're watching her. She's eye candy while she plays. It's better than looking at fucking Andy Wood. Andy Wood's a 10 times better guitar player, maybe even 100 times. But who would I rather look at playing guitar? Grace Bowers. Because she's marketable. She's young. She's cute. Yeah, it's true. If you're an attractive woman in the music industry, look at what's her name? Strauss. She's doing a gig with Alice Cooper. Now he's got another girl in the band. She's so. You get or Orathani. They're not bad guitar players by any means, but are they some of the best in the world that should have those gigs? Absolutely not. And there's some guys that look good that shouldn't get those gigs either because they're playing as mediocre. It's all to attract women and men at shows because the actual main person is irrelevant today and isn't good to look at. So it's like kind of like Sebastian. His bass player is fucking ripped and he's a young dude. Of course, that's going to help draw people to your show and get girls back in there. You got the voice, and now he's got the looks. You used to have both, but now you only got one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a friend who could nail Eruption at 13, and yet he's only been in my band, so it's not really fair. Yeah, so I mean, it's and the thing is, a lot of it's a business. A lot of people understand. It's all about business. It's marketability. You got to have a nice looking car. You have to have a nice looking motorcycle. A nice looking the pocketbook's got to look good. The sneakers have to look good. They want to sell you products that are visible and look good to you. Even restaurants. It's all about the presentation. But then once you get past the looks, you have to have something that's sustainable there. And this is where the music industry is failing. The music that they're playing is not sustainable. Yeah. I just funny, I just had a talk about him. What's his name? The singer's name, not Dawson. I said he would have been a better replacement for ACDC than Axl Rose. You know what I mean? I forget his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's true. You know what I mean? And some of these guys are just can't stay out of the limelight. Let's face it. And I hate to bag on some of my legends, but David Lee Roth's got to stop. He can't sing no more. John Bon Jovi can't sing no more. But their egos won't allow them to stop. Don Dokken, and this guy, that guy. There's too many guys that are just not up to even an okay mediocre standard. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's music, and you. That's a great point. Music is forced, and believe it or not, it was forced even with the '80s. The labels knew that the good-looking guy attracted to the girls. He looked like a girl. Girls were attracted to that, and trying to find guys in your band that look prettier than the girls, and blah blah blah. And I can't say anything about it because I was one of those guys. At 18 years old, I was approached by a bunch of people to model. I worked out, I was shredded, ripped, tan, the long blonde hair, 6 foot at 16. Everybody, and they only approached me for that because of the way I looked. And then when I happened to play guitar, that's when Sharon Osbourne and Mike Varney said, "I got this kid. You might want to take a look at him." My dad wouldn't sign the paper. Now there's other guitar players coming out saying that they got turned down the gig for Ozzy. Some of them are full of shit because I was there when that happened. I was right there. I saw George at the fucking sound checks. I saw Brad Gillis. I saw Bernie Torme. I was there when that was happening. And Bernie Torme, he was the first one. That's what I mean. And the thing was, a lot of people don't understand that Sharon's dad, Ardent, Blizzard of Oz, and Diary of a Madman were on his label. But when his daughter was such a pain in the ass because she was with Ozzy, he ended up selling the band, the contracts. And it's crazy that that happens. And it's one of those things. I bet he wish he had held on to that. Mel Torme? No, I don't think so. Bernie Torme was the real deal, man. I loved his records. I knew who he was as soon as I saw him. I didn't even know they had him in the band. I was like, Mark Torin? Yeah, Bullet Boys. I never saw him there either. And Mark lives by me. Mark's a decent guitar player, but he I don't think he was good enough to pull that off. You know what I mean? But Bernie had this fucking crazy guitar sound. I remember when I first went to meet them. It was in L.A. at this big. They look like air. I forget the name of it, but they were like airport hangars, like the buildings, and inside you could. They had rehearsals. But I never saw any of those people there. And then when they went out on the road with like Bernie, and then Bernie fucking crumbled, he was getting a lot of hate. Bernie got a lot of hate. Plus, Ardent, her dad, offered him X amount of money, and then Sharon reneged on it and paid him half. He was supposed to get I forgot how much he had told me. He was supposed to get something that was like 10 times more than what Randy made per week. It was a lot of fucking money. Now, I don't know the whole story. I might have to look that up if anyone knows the whole story. Oh, you're pale. 5'11", thick-haired guy. That was at the start. That was the style at the time. You're below average guitar player. Still got somewhere. Yeah, I mean that. And the thing is, you don't have to be a super musical technical player. And I got to give it to Bad Brad. He just did a video and came out and said, talent getting spotted and talent has nothing to do with you as a guitar player playing what he did. You didn't have to be good. And he said he was better than most guitar players. And I do believe that. Nashville. So like a lot of people don't know, Dwight Yoakam, he was blackballed from the country music scene. Tanya Tucker was blackballed for they were very hard ass fucking people on the labels at that time. But they, you know, it's one of those things. But like, if you were playing today, I would say mediocre, advanced as far as talent, like technique, is probably you probably don't even have to be that. You could just be you probably don't even have to solo or know that. You just need to know theory and chords. That's it. As long as you can write really marketable songs, they don't give a fuck what your leads look like. Oh, Lyle Lovett, yeah, he got fucked a lot too. At first. Oh, Mike, they got screwed too. Yeah, a lot of people get blackballed. I mean, I'm at the point now where there's nothing they can do with my contracts at Atlantic, as far as they bought Arista, which who was I was on. So now Atlantic owned Arista, which is the who I had signed with. Kind of like the Aussie thing. They bought the contract from Sharon's father. So like I don't have a lot to worry about now. But as far as I still can't say stuff, certain things, because I can be sued. I told Steven some of this. So let me explain it to this way for everybody who's trying to get into the music business as an artist. Back when I did Guitar World magazine and Guitar Player magazine, the people that wrote those articles would use propaganda to get an advertisement money. So like at the time I had Zion Guitars Mesa Boogie, they would mention the companies that I was endorsed by to get advertisement money and push the article with those companies so that Guitar World or Guitar Player could get that money. You ever notice when even in the news networks, the propaganda that they use on a news station now is to propaganda another company to build it up, never break it down. This is an old school technique used with psychology that's been around since the beginning of time. And it started way back in the 80s when I did articles and this and that. And they would say, we're going to ask about this. And I'd be like, why? What's up, Jerry? Hey, Mark. So a lot of people didn't understand that when you did articles and stuff like that, it's kind of like, here's a great example. Rick Beato just said, what was it? New York Post did this thing on the best writers of the century or whatever the fuck it was. I didn't even see it because I know it's all bullshit. And he's like, what the fuck? He doesn't understand that the people that own the New York Post or Washington Post is somebody who owns another company, and probably in there they may own a management company or a subsidy of another company that owns somebody who's on that. So they push them as songwriters in an article to get money and make people relevant so that they can make money off of it. This is how it works. And Rick is too fucking stupid and not in the business to know that this is how it works. Yeah, now that's the thing. Sponsors. So back in the day, they used to pay a big somebody, like say Stevie Ray Vaughan or an Eddie Van Halen, to sponsor Ernie Ball back in the day. You would get free strings and they'd pay you X amount. They'd pay you for the ads. They would pay you, and you can slip into the ads like maybe you're using Ernie Ball strings, Ernie Ball guitar, but you got like Marshall cabs behind. So Marshall starts playing so that Ernie Ball's not fronting all the money. It's like a double advertisement, and they go in cahoots with it. This is how it worked. All that shit is piled up over the years, and now that's what they do. How does one write a song and get employed by a label? Send it to them. Hope they like. No, you got a network now. See, the labels are more like distribution guys today, and you have to know people to get in there. But you make one fuck up and you recommend the wrong person, and there's a blowout. They don't go to that person. They come to you. So what happens is, how would I do this today? Well, number one, I would move where a lot of the corporate offices are, the big CEOs. Like after work, these guys go have drinks, they do luncheons, they go to the strip bars, you hang out, and you meet them, you rub shoulders. Hey, how you doing? Sorry, can I? Hey, man, how are you doing? But you gotta. This is what Tom Bakovac did with Dan Huff. He became friends with Dan Huff. Dan's father offered Dan the gig. Dan's father offered Tom the gig for Tanya Tucker because she was blackballed. No one wanted to deal with her. He took the gig. When he did that, he got in, and that helped the father out. So he took it as a favor, and Tom kissed his ass. He never had to audition to get a gig. That's how it is. You rub shoulders, you do the right favor for somebody, you get in there the old school way. As a songwriter, you find out where all the songwriters from the labels are hanging out and going. Now, like me, I write for the labels, not no more because I'm retired, but I recorded everything here, but that's not how it started. I started because of the expose thing and writing with the labels, because I broke a Beatles record. I had four top tens at one time. And they were like, he's 18, man. How is he doing this? So they were more curious in how I was doing this. And they would ask me a lot of questions. And Lewis was smart enough to tell me, don't tell him what you do. Don't tell him how you do it. Don't tell him shit. He said, that's your knowledge. He said, you let that go, you know, you're fucked. Now I tell how I do it, but you know, like I said, I don't want to write no more. I don't like for I'll write for me, but I don't want to write for these other people anymore because it's a cutthroat business, and even though they say they're your friends, as soon as you fucking do something wrong, the label comes down on your buddy, and then he comes down on you, and he doesn't want nothing to do with that. It's a click, and when something goes wrong, there's no more click. And that happens everywhere in life, whether you're a fucking government official, a city. You see how people throw people under the bus all the time. Now, musicians have a better understanding of this, and they don't do that as much. And you heard that in Dave's thing. Dave's like, I don't talk bad about people. And I told him, I'll be the asshole. I am the asshole. I'll fucking tell you the truth. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like I'm not a guy to go by the rules unless it's making me a shitload of money. You know what I mean? Fuck them. I don't give two shits about what people have to say. Like I don't give a fuck what Tom has to say. I don't give a fuck about what Zach has to say. To me, they're like peons in a pond, and I hate to sound like a dick, but I don't worry about nothing. And you show up in my house, you're gonna have a big fucking problem if you ain't invited. You know. But I really don't care. I care about family and friends first, and I just do my thing. You know, I'm getting called out on the other channels, and I'm like, then prove it to me. You're saying that I sound like a dumb box of rocks. Show me on paper where this chick, top music attorney, has actually done something. She is an artist herself and an attorney and can't even get herself a fucking record deal. What does that tell you? And she's shilling the attorney shit. What does that tell you? She's a fraud. Look up congressional law on AI. If it's not created by human, it cannot be sued. Until that law is changed by Congress, there's no fucking case. What's up, Amir? It is. It's a dog eat dog world. And the problem is, all these fucking little puppies are fucking eating each other and fucking up the industry for everybody. They are. You know? What happened to yeah, if you can't afford a fucking Gibson Les Paul, if you can't afford a $20,000 Les Paul, that's why there's different series of Les Pauls. They make a studio, they make a standard, they make a traditional, they make a classic, they make an Epiphone. So let it be. EVH, they do a custom shop, they do a special, they do a standard. There's different levels for that guitar company, and that's everywhere you go. Feasley doesn't have that. Feasley doesn't have a custom shop. Feasley makes one thing and that's all they make. But they don't have to cover that huge gap between custom shop employees and Epiphone employees. Who the people decide what the truth is. You look it up and do your research. What does AI do? Everyone's talking bad about AI. AI just researches the internet. It's an algorithm that pulls things from the it takes so like if you have a billion songs on the internet. It takes the most popular hit song chord progression, a 1-4-5, a 3-2-1, and it uses that to its advantage. It's like a bookie. It's betting the odds for you. But here's the thing. If I teach out of a Mel Bay book, why wouldn't Mel Bay sue me for teaching out of his book that's copywritten as a musical instructor? Hmm. Got a point there. If that law changes, everybody's fucked. Isn't there a song depository somewhere where artists can pick one and pay out Yeah, yeah. There's companies that actually do songs. And you can go into their catalog and you can listen, you can record a Prince song. You're just gonna have to split it and they're gonna have to agree to it. There's so many ways to get around copyrights. You just agree to it. You don't get why people hate it because the truth hurts because they want to be the victims when they could be the winners. And it's much harder to be a winner than it is. It's much easier to be a victim than it is a winner because winners do the research. Winners take the hard route. Winners find out how to win, where the other guys just want it to fucking sit in their lap and fall there. And that's the problem. I went to GIT. I was lucky. My parents my dad worked his ass off for me. I fucking studied there. I went out and partied hard, but I also showed up in class every fucking day and didn't fucking ever call out because I was hungover. I showed up. I took my punishment and I fucking would still learn because even I knew if I was hungover and somebody came in and there was one good thing they had to say, I lost out. That's because there's never so many truths. There's only one truth. For instance, I'm gonna use an example, and you can look it up, Stephen. Roots, Alex Haley. That was what divided the whites and the blacks. Is Roots really based on a true story? Did that really happen the way he said it did? 1000% negative. Did not happen that way. Did not fucking happen. Alex Haley got ripped to shreds over plagiarism, false misinformation, and a lot of other shit. You can Google that. But they use that to promote a truth, but it's not really a truth. Now, is it? Who is the first millionaire woman in the United States? As far as white, black, it was a black woman in the 1800s. First millionaire black woman. She was the first millionaire woman, period. And she was a black woman. She created hair products in the late 1800s. Look it up. False facts lead to false truths. They're not truths, they're lies. I love you too, Amir. In the 80s and 90s, Jackson custom shops were made at the same line as the state. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you hate bands seeing what they undergo their fault because they sounded as good, but they just did their own. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. A lot of bands, that's a issue too. A lot of bands get caught up. Brittany Fox is a great example. Queen Victoria wasn't the USA. You didn't listen to the question now, did you? The first millionaire woman in the United States. See, you failed that one already, Stephen. No offense. You didn't listen to what I said. And that's the problem with sometimes people don't listen to in detail. And when you don't listen in detail, you may have just lost one of the biggest opportunities of your life. It's all about details. It's all about research. How do you get onto a label? Start going to the bars where the CEOs hang out and drink from all the record labels. You think a record label guy is hanging out with the guy that owns Subway? No. They're hanging out with other record label people. When you go get studio work, start doing studio work. She did she did pay a visit to America, but she's not American. She's not in the United States. The first millionaire woman, look it up, 1800s, black woman. Yeah, if you lie enough times, then they say that's the truth. That is another thing because people start to believe it. The more they Wikipedia, you can buy your own Wikipedia page for $500. Wikipedia, the people of the company will run it for 2 months. They give you full control, which means you can go in and edit the Wikipedia page and make yourself look like a superstar. And there's your proof. You falsified your proof. Yeah, Dizzy Dean, he fucked up his own band. They had gotten signed and he blew the record deal. Dizzy Dean did it to his own self. He self destructed. A lot of bands do that, self destruct. And usually it's over money, you know, and that money comes down to copyrights. And you can't copyright a drum sound or a drum pattern. You can't copyright a keyboard sound or a keyboard a melody, you can, but you can't copyright a sound. Absolutely not. Which means that you can't copyright a singer's voice. Because if someone else actually naturally happens to sound like them, close, then what? That's a godly creation or whatever you want to call it. That's natural. You know, and then like if some like that's like Axl Rose saying, "I'm going to copyright my voice, the sound of it," and then someone comes out, "She got all of the bluest sky," and then you go, "Well, I'm going to sue him. That sounds too much like me." That will be the downfall of everything, not just music. You can't copyright a chord progression either. It has to have the melody, like the rhythm with the melody of it. Yeah, you can't. Like if you played an acoustic guitar and you copied "I Remember You" by Skid Row, identical, or Leonard Skinner, "Sweet Home Alabama," bum bum ba da dum dum da dum da dum dum down da 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 dum. But that's the same chord progression as "I Remember You," but it's played differently. That's what AI does. It plays it differently. Now you're going to have a lot of people coming out with these AI lawsuits because they're nobodies and they want to get and jump on the bandwagon because it's an easy way to win or get noticed and say he stole my music. Bullshit. Yeah, 50% goes straight. Yeah, whoever wrote the melody, 50% of that royalty off the fuck. So let's say you're a band. You get $1 a CD. Dollar a CD. You sell 100 million CDs. That's $100 million. 50 million of that will go right to the person that wrote the melodies. That's a lot of fucking money off the top. What did the drummer do? Well, he'll get a performance royalty, maybe an arrangement royalty, because he didn't write nothing. Yeah, the singer from Greta Van Fleet. Yeah. Now they failed. Greta Van Kingdom Come failed. Greta Van Fleet failed. Why did they fail? Because they denied what they tried to copy because they didn't want to get sued. When you say we're not influenced, we don't even know who Zeppelin is. I was copying Aerosmith. You're a fucking liar and you're sticking fucking knife in your foot. You ruin yourself. That's what Grace Bowers just did. Called her fan base creepy because she's playing the blues, and most people that listen to the blues are older men. The Dan Huff's playing the blues. The Tom Bukovac's playing the blues. Creepy old men, she called them. She just called her fan base creepy old men and quit YouTube. If not sticking the knife in your foot is, I told you, they're going to self explode. What do you call someone who hangs out with the musicians? A drummer? That's like a perfect example. Yeah, and a lot of these, I'm a great debater. Well, the thing is, I've been in the business so long and I know what really goes on. Dude, I could say, if I told the stories that I know, I probably wouldn't be alive tomorrow morning. I probably wouldn't even make it to dinner time. And it's funny to me that Top Music Attorney goes against Universal Music Group and Spotify and calls them both out. But yet Universal Music Group is a part of the lawsuit against Suno. So which one are you fucking rooting for? For fuck's sake. You're just a when you're doing 4 videos a day as a top music attorney, you're not that busy in the office. Cause I know my attorneys sometimes say, "I was so busy, man, I didn't have time to call you." I might get a call 2 days later. They don't unless it's an emergency, they won't answer. Yeah, Jay-Z is pretty big, man. Yeah, there's only one truth. It's the real truth. the reality, not the fantasy truth. But a lot of people don't want to deal with it. Like if I don't want to come on here and be the Debbie Downer and go, listen, none of you fucking guys are gonna make it. No, I push for you guys to make it because we do need people to fight back. We do. But you got to do it the right way and not the bullshit way. Not lie to people. And she's got what was the channel I was on today? It's called Guitar. The Guitarist Guitar, Dan Huff. So I said, how do you put Giant featuring Dan Huff when you weren't just the band? Your brother was a part of it. You fucking walked away of the band. Your brother wanted you to do a third album and you said, fuck you, and walked away. And now you're claiming the rights to the band? Are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, I feel better today. So we'll see how my thing. I do 2 electrode things this week, the upper body and lower body. One's Wednesday and one's Saturday. See how that feels. I started this morning with these people putting out these videos with and they're just fucking lying, man. They lie out of their ass. I wrote on Dan Huff's page, I got a question for you. I don't even have it. Probably Steven probably could copy and paste it right into the comments. But I said, how come you never talk about your father? You walked away from Giant and I called him a tool. I said, you're a tool, bro. I go, your brother wanted you to continue with Giant and you told him basically fuck you and left. And you used your dad to go do session work. More power to you. You're a great guitar player, whatever. But you left your family hanging high and dry so that you can work out your career. And you never give your dad the props. Dude, your dad is everything. His sperm is what created you. His contacts are what created your career. It's like, for fuck's sake, man. There's no shame in saying, yeah, my dad helped me. My dad helped me. I can't, I'm a kid at 16 going to fucking GIT. I can't afford that. Oh, Truth, the album. Jeff Beck. Your video was running 4 minutes behind the chat. Maybe it was tired. Oh man, it's like everyone, like you got to be good. You got to be the best guitar player to get known. For what? That's not what a songwriter does. You want to put out fucking great melodies and stuff. So, like, hey, Tom, where's Tom? Let me see. Let me go down one. So let me see. So a dominant 7, which is a 5 chord, right? Let's do it. Let's do it the other way. Let's do it the rock way. Take the reverb back off. Where's the reverb mix? So you got that, right? Let me take the delay mix off too. You got a dominant 5, right? How am I going to make this work? It's a crazy chord, right? So I take this chord and I use a whole tone scale. So now you can do a E7, dominant 7. There's ways to get around that. No, you like that, huh? Very Gary Moorish. Ah, I figured out he was using whole tone. See, it doesn't sound good when you do it like that. But if you use that whole tone in there and use a like a whole tone lick because it's diminished getting into the five, you got something there. So like, it's just figuring stuff out like that where Giant was the super group, that super group. I forgot what the song. Giant had a really popular song. Something. Let me see. Something eyes. Let me look it up. I can look that up. Giant. Now you're gonna use it to try to make some kind of comeback because you're fucking irrelevant. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And then you got guys like Robert Baker helping you out. Fuck off. Yeah, he quit to become a session musician, and he used all his dad's contacts. Praise the love, Giant. What's up, Scott? Let me see. Yeah, they had the three to pop up. The biggest one is "I'll See You in My Dreams." 9.3 million views 18 years ago. "Stay." I never heard that. "I'm a Believer." I thought that was another man. "Time to Burn." "Innocent Days." And then they had a band called Gentle Giant. I don't know who this other giant is though. Frontiers Music. "Hold the Night." I don't see Dan in there. Did they do another album without Dan? Kind of looks that way. That's not Dan in there. Another band, Sleeping Giant. "I'm a Believer." And and to be honest with you, unless I was like somebody like the Monkees or big, like somebody big, like say Halen or Foreigner, having other members and keeping the band going just for the nostalgia with the music, which is Foreigner's a tribute band now. I really don't see the point. Like Giant was never big enough to parlay into something after you left it. Like, and when I watch Dan speak, and I don't want to be mean, but he's not all there. He never seemed that way. When I watched him in the Guitar Player's Guitarist interview, he's like, "Yeah, you know the thing, that whammy thing. You know the thing that did the dive bombs." And they're like, "Floyd Rose?" He's like, "Yeah, that's it." I'm like, "You don't know what a fucking Floyd Rose is? Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "I was never smart with some of this stuff." Well, I guess you weren't smart enough to know that Tom used you as a stepping stone either. And that's a whole other issue. That's why Tom doesn't like me, because I know some of the behind the scenes bullshit that went on with all that stuff. I know that the dad had a problem with Dan after Dan started doing stuff for, like, I don't know, Michael Jackson and some of those people. But you never hear Dan talk about his dad. I love my dad. Wasn't for him, I wasn't even not be on this planet. Let alone play fucking guitar. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for some of the people that had a bad relationship with their parents. And I did go through a period of time where I had a bad time with my father at once too. You don't like me. Let's see, the Monkeys. Saw Foreigner at Cali Jam. Yeah, yeah, and he played with Alan. Tom got Yeah, Tom got the gig because of Dan. And Tom and Dan, and I'm gonna say that Dan is a really nice guy. He's very humble. He's very nice guy in his demeanor, but he's too stupid to know when somebody's using him, and it was obvious. Yeah, Tanya Tucker. Nobody. I don't know what the fuck she did to the industry, but nobody wanted her on the labels. Nobody wanted to deal with her. No one wanted to fucking book her. And she was going out on a tour, and Dan's father actually did a string orchestration, and he was doing sessions with her and adding some strings to some of her songs, and she needed a guitar player because no one would play with her, because when you play with the blackballed person, you're not going to get anywhere. And Tom took that gig. That's how he got in. But did he audition? No. Did he audition for any of those other gigs? No. Has he ever auditioned for a gig? No. Only in the beginning when he first got out to Nashville, and that shit didn't get him anywhere. Her and Glenn Campbell. Maybe she broke up with Glenn and then fucking Glenn blackballed her. Fuck you. That's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, like, even there's another English guy was on this channel this morning. And he was talking about creativity and this and how to make it with the labels. I go, bro, you're not with the label, are you? And then he sent the thing back saying, "Why do you need help? We're a management company. We're looking for talent." I go, "Bro, that's not how it works. I'm already on Atlantic Records for over 40 years. Everything you just said was completely bullshit." And you know what he sent back? LOL. I was like, at least he had balls enough to do that. And then there was another guy who used to shill, and he said he's burnt out on it. And a lot of the YouTubers are getting burnt out because they're using you for free advertisement. And I was telling Steven earlier, you it's like an algorithm. It does the numbers. So if I give you a free guitar and I do that to 10,000 people and I sell that guitar for $2,000, but it cost me $500 to make, I'm out what? Not a whole lot of money. But now if I'm paying Eddie Van Halen to endorse the guitar, what I just gave out in guitars would cost me for one endorsement deal. Plus, I got to give him free stuff, and that's only one guy. And I want to endorse all these guys. It would cost me tenfold. So now they're using, like, a lot of these social media people don't understand that they're being used. And it's for pennies on the dollar. And that's what killed the industry. That's what killed hiring a gigging musician. Guys that would go out and play for free because, you know, Ingve doesn't want to pay $500 a gig. So he'll pay you $100. Take it or leave it. She was the reason. Oh wait, let me go back. Tom's a scab. Pretty much. He became friends with Dan to use him as a stepping stone. You got to look at the what happened. Tom grew up in bars, and most people that grow up in bars are what? They learn how to get ahead by, I don't want to say scamming people, but by using people. And it became what it is. But Dan was too nice of a guy, come from a religious fucking family that weren't drinkers. They were like church kids. Like that pairing does not make a fucking a sense. There's someone. That's why I said, like, this top of music attorney. There's people like bashing me. Oh, you're dumb. I go, listen. Personal insults don't prove anything. Show me on fucking paper where she's a legitimate attorney. I said attorneys are known as ambulance chasers, and she's shilling her own company on YouTube. That's an ambulance chaser to me, because you wouldn't be asking if you want to join our lawsuit. Bullshit. You don't do that. That's like me. That's like Guitar Center. Send me your idea. You don't get paid for it, but fuck off. Oh yeah, you covered that stuff back a while ago. She was really good. Oh, she's the reason Mac Davis and Glenn stopped being. She was cheating on one of them with the other. Oh, really? See, and in Nashville back then, the cheating thing was like scandalous. Interesting. Yeah, you get your money's worth with Ingve, but he's not paying his employees properly. I know that fact because I play with the drummer from Ingve, Patrick Johansson. He was the drummer for Ingve 16 years. So he'll when Patrick asks for a raise, he ain't gonna tell you. When Patrick asked for a raise, he said no, and he got kids to play for free. Now, are they as good as his old band members? Nick's a friend of mine, but is he an incredible singer? Is he a Joe Turner? Absolutely not. And is Ingve on labels? No. And he's never gonna have another record. It's kind of like Great White with Brett Carlisle. They got this young fucking kid. Mark Kendall's got cancer. They're never gonna put out another fucking album again unless they use their own money, which they don't have enough money to put that record out. And the kid is being used. He gets, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 a show. By the time they're done with him, his voice is going to be shot. His youth is gone, and he's fucking irrelevant. Snakes, yeah. Stepping Stone. That should be the name of his next album. Yeah, top music. She said she put in a complaint. The complaint is not a fucking lawsuit. And there is no lawsuit. The complaint actually looks at the evidence to determine if a law has been broken. It's kind of like you filing a complaint with the police department. They do an investigation, and then they'll ask for a judge for a warrant for an arrest because they got probable cause based on the amount of evidence they got. That's how a lawsuit works. She's full of shit. I come from a family of fucking cops and government people. Yeah, he's got so many marshals on stage. All right, Fur Dog. Thanks for that. I'll do a live stream tomorrow night because I'm not going to do a long one today. Just maybe 15 more minutes or so, just to come on here and vent, tell you guys what's going on. Guitar. I watched Joe Wentz. He had a Joe Wentz project. He just got his new Marshall. It's a DSL-H. It sounded really fucking good. And then I watched Guitar with the bullshit with the guitarist guitar player. Dan, fuck off. You know, bullshit. You know why he's got a fucking Dan Huff signed guitar hanging from it? Get the fuck out of here. Fanboys. They're just fanboys. Where am I? Florida. I'm in the closet. I'm in my closet in Florida. You could say I live near Ingve. Yeah, Ingve didn't play his cards right. Yeah, that's a great one, Amir. I wish YouTube would find people every time they lied and there was a complaint. They had to prove it was real with YouTube. They don't have to show the public, but they YouTube gets a complaint. YouTube looks at it and goes, "No, no, that's the real shit," and then they dismiss the complaint. That would be fucking great. And when you got caught lying, you either fucking dissolve your channel or pay $100,000 fine. YouTube gets half, and then the other half goes to the person that they fucked up. Are you coming to Florida? What area? You know what county in Florida? Check the pawn shops. You might find Uncle Tom's amps. Yeah. Oh, the old Carvin amp combo you got? The VB2 112? Need some love. Those are some, yeah, the old Carvin shit is great. Carvin made a really good guitar power amp too. Oh, the East Coast, like Fort Myers. Uncle Larry. Yeah, and I don't mind Tom, but I wish he would fucking just be honest with everybody and tell the truth. Like he lets people perceive what he does. 2,000 sessions. Yeah, but only 100 of them at most were for celebrities. And you were hired to do that through a producer or a studio. The celebrity didn't call you up. 99% of the time the celebrity isn't even in the fucking room when you record. It's like Dan Huff. Yeah, you did work for Michael Jackson, but was he Michael Jackson in the room? I doubt it. Michael Jackson, like I hear Steve Lukather all the time with Barry Gordy and stuff. Michael Jackson hardly was even in the room with them. Michael will come in on his own terms when he's ready to record. That's why I get these calls at fucking 1 or 2 in the morning because they drive when no one's out. They go into the studio, no one can see them because they're doing it at odd hours. It's like when I was at Power Station, Bon Jovi's place. Rob that owns it now, Rob Roy. They When Dave and Patrick were laying tracks, I didn't fuck man. They were there early, but setting up and everything. But by the time I got in there, it was 10, 11 o'clock. They wanted me to stay. I'm like, bro, I can't stay till 3 in the morning. Those days are gone. Especially watching someone play. It's different when you're playing that long. But man, I'm not going to just sit there and watch you guys till 3. And Patrick should be in maybe this week or beginning of next week. I told him you got to let me know when you're in my area doing a drum lesson. You come in after. We'll get some pizza or whatever, and then we'll do a live stream. Because he lives actually not far from me, but he lives in an area where he got a really good deal on a nice property. So he travels pretty far to do lessons and stuff. Wonder if it turn. Oh, that has the. Let me turn up the. Wonder if I pan that. Wonder what happens. Yeah, you know what I did, Michael? I put one track in my recorder and the other side's in my board. I'm like, I never tried to put one in the board and one in the track machine. It's got a weird sound. Gotta go. Now the gold top is old. My buddy Sean Martin that plays with those metal bands, Los Diablos and stuff, and he works with Jared Nichols and all that. He actually wanted to buy it from me. He's like, dude, I want that guitar. I'm like, nah. And it was John said, don't sell it. So I was like, yeah, probably better off keeping stuff. You know, I just wanted to see how these sound in the board. What if I put that back in the board? What it would sound like? Let's see, where is it? That one's that way. That one's way. Oh, you're gonna hear a pop. The clipping sound. I didn't do anything. I don't know. I don't know what's clipping it actually. Oof. Let me see if I adjust these. Whoops. I know which ones are working. Is it still clipping now? Let me see some. If I turn my vocal mic off, let me. Was that clipping? I know my mic is low right now, but was that clipping? Check, 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 check. Did that clip when I turned the mic off? Whoops. It's not clipping. When I turned the mic off, it wasn't clipping. So here's the mic backup. Check, check, check. 1, 2, check, check, check. I could go a little higher. Check. Is that better? You don't hear clipping now? Maybe I just had the vocal mic just cranked too much. I don't know on the vocal. Check, check. So I wonder what's good, Raider? Not too much. It's great. It's not. What's Blue Guy say? Blue Guy says, don't have a good day, have a great day. I know the guitars are cranked. Can you still hear me though? Does that sound better? I could put another mic on. Wonder what would happen if I use a condenser mic. That'll probably feed back. Check, check. 1, 2, check. Sounds good there? Nice. Maybe I just had the mic cranked too hard. And I could turn this part up a little. Maybe let's do this lower. Check, 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 check. Check 1, 2, check, check. Check 1, 2. How's that? Is it clipping now? That should be all right now. Check, check. Now I can see my voice up on the mixer as well. Check. That sounds back to like almost like my old. You probably don't hear me now, but that sounds like my old settings, like as far as the volumes. Sounds like my old volume settings. Is it still going out? Oh no. It's trying. Oh, there I am. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, we're back. Fucking YouTube. Yeah, I hate when it does that as well. What are you gonna do? Or does it still sound? Yeah, I think we're back. Yeah, I love Randy. I forgot it now. Sounds good now. Everything sounds all right. Whoops. Finger came off the fretboard. I haven't played a lot of that stuff in a long time. I think the last time when I played with Dave, we did Over the Mountain, Bark at the Moon. There goes. And it's no pedals. It's Kemper direct. Everything is direct. No cab, no nothing. I have a second Kemper that I use live with a 5052 power amp. Dude, I'm sucking right now, mechanic. My hands hurt. I from not playing. Oh, horrible, horrible. That was horrible. I did actually sand the back of this down. I got to do that the other day, and I did adjust the neck. So this. Yeah, I've been sick for a couple days, so I really haven't got to play. I The last time I played was like, what was it, Saturday, and that's when I was sick. So it's almost Saturday to, I don't know. It's been Friday. I got sick Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's been like 5 days. Then I did that video. I didn't really feel good. The video the other day. Um, thanks, brother. I really think that I suck right now from not playing for 5 days. But yeah, yeah. So Ashley. That's all Kemper straight. It's straight into the board, into Scarlet, into the phone. I guess I'm lucky that I still sound okay when I can't play. It's a good sign, I guess. But for me, I feel really stiff and like shit. That's a little better. Hey, Amir, are you still there? I want to. My buddy called me after you asked about that fucking Jakey Lee thing. He was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" He goes, "How are you able to even look at that and figure that out so fast?" I go, "I don't know." I wish I had a real answer. I was like, I don't know what to tell people, you know? And the neck feels so different now. That's some crazy shit. I keep watching that video. I never knew he could play that fast, to be honest. Yeah. I bet if I point the mic away when I play, just out of curiosity. What are you saying, Steven, on the neck? What about the neck? It looks like oh, it's inside here. You have to take the neck off to get to it. I had to take the whole neck off, but I sanded the back of this so it's more raw, and then I straightened the neck out. I haven't played it, and that neck is super straight now. It's got just a little bit. Yeah, there's nothing there. It looks like it, but there's nothing there. Yeah, I took the whole thing apart, but I sanded the neck down the other day with it on there. I just wanted to take the finish off. That feels way better to me. And when I would bend, it would fret out a little. Now it's not fretting out. Because I'll do some big bends. That's funny, John. I haven't. I've looked for another one, but I can't find one. All right, Michael. Taking. Is it different? No, I don't know. They said it's. I forgot the name of it. It's a Marcos Defoe. I forget his name. He plays with the Dream Theater guys here and there. But it's all EMG, and there's nothing on it. I don't know what it is. It almost looks like an Adrian. What's his name from Iron Maiden? It kind of looks like his guitar, but it's not. I don't know. It's a Japanese guitar. When they took the neck off, it said Japan in there. I don't know. Yeah, that's him. Marcos. I don't know how to say his name. Sophodli. Let's see if I raise that a hair. Let me see. Does that go up? Yeah, there's plenty of room in there. It does. My fingers are slipping off it, so the action might be a little too low for me. I don't like super low action, to be honest with you guys. Can I slip off right there? I raise the action, I'm cleaner. The higher the action, the better it is. All right, Ash. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. It's always a pleasure to have people come and hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna take off in about 5 minutes too. I know my wife just got home and I don't know what we're doing for dinner. I don't have no baritones though. I know that's a lie. I do. I do have a pizza box. I got 3 of them. Man, that string's really close to the edge. Especially at the lower it goes. See, that nut could have went over. I think the nut could have went over just like a 16th more. I feel it pushed out on this side a little. I got big monkey paws, but it's definitely. I can feel it sticking out on this side, almost like it could have went up a hair. I just gotta play better, then my fingers won't come off. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might have to change the nut out. It's screwed into the top, so that's an easy fix. I actually could just take the screws out and fill it and just put the nut where it should go. The little screws are really light. I should do that. Look how far that is over to this edge. That's a fair amount on it. If you look at the E here, that's right on the edge. No, I'm going. My back is bad. Everything's bad. I gotta go this Wednesday and Saturday. I'm doing electrodes tests on all my muscles for the nerves. Our favorite. Yeah, I gotta do it. Shit. Come on. Actually, you know what, Steven? Let's turn this off for a second. Oh, I can't pull it off the wall. I gotta unscrew it. I got my touring guitar up there. I got a nut up there on that guitar. That's the guy I was talking about, Joe. I'll probably take off in a minute, but I'll show you guys. Let me see if I could see it. Let me step behind the camera. I'll show you my old touring guitar that I was talking to Joe about. It's way up there. But yeah, that's got a nut on there. So I'm gonna take off, everybody. Peace out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.